Joining us now is West Des Moines Valley head coach Gary Swenson. And Coach, let's first talk about season opener. You had a big win over Southeast Polk, 20-17. That's been a big battle that between you and Southeast Polk here, and looks like you guys did what you needed to do to make the plays to come out with a win in that one, huh?
Well, we made it exciting, and I really think we are the better team, but it's really razor thin margin. They're a very good football team. They lost a lot of talented guys, but it's like I told our team, these players that they have right now have been practicing against some of the best players in the state for the last 3 years. So it would stand to reason they're going to be very capable, and they certainly were. We trailed right up until the end and were able to get a late score, but it was a good game. I mean, they've had our number we had lost 6 in a row to them, including twice in the playoffs in the last 3 years. So it was just gratifying to get a win, and over a really good team made it extra special. So, I mean, we, like everybody, after your first game, you look at the video and say, wow, we got a lot to work on. But of course we do. That's why we practice every day. And we're going to get better. But that one was close. And we were fortunate to get some late game breaks and had some big plays out of some kids that helped us get over the hump.
Yeah, and you had some players back. The injuries have been a problem. Of course, they are in football. But is this the healthiest as you've been in a while, do you think, overall?
Well, I mean, there wasn't anybody last Friday that was sitting out, where last year we had, by even the opener, we had Zay Robinson, and there was somebody else that had already lost their season to injury. So I think that we are healthy. Hopefully that'll last. You never know with football, from game to game, or even in practice from day to day, crazy things happen, and you might have, but that's why you try to develop depth. You try to work and give other kids an opportunity and see if they can come through for you. But certainly going into game one, we had all players available.
Well, and we talked about it before. You start out with a tough game. You're facing tough games all throughout here. Let's talk about this Dowling team, and what do you see out of them, and what do you have to do to be successful against them?
Different numbers and faces, same production, same talented players, same well-coached football team. Every year it's the same story with them. You just get a repeat of a team that's going to be in contention right up to the end, and you got to be at your best, and we'll take it as a challenge. It's one game in a long season. I think that we have a chance, and I hope that we come out and play well. If we perform like we can, I think we'll have a good chance to win. But any mistakes or goofball stuff, it's very small margin of error against teams like this.
And talk with Coach Wilson. He says we don't have to tell the players about the rivalry. They know about it. I'm assuming you guys are the same way. You know that they're the big rival, and it's been that way for a long time and still is. And so how do you handle that part of it?
We don't even have to talk about it. I mean, it's a big game, but all these, anymore with social media, you don't have to be right next door to each other to establish a big rivalry. I mean, I don't know if you took a poll on our team. I'm sure Dowling would be listed as their top rival, but you'd have a lot of other teams right there with them, where in the past maybe that wasn't the case. But yeah, I mean, all these kids know each other now. They've been at camps with each other or played on club teams or other sports against each other. So it's a little different than it used to be. But the Valley Dowling game's always been fun. It's a healthy rivalry. It's exciting. There's always a big crowd there. So there's no downside to this game.
And as you well know, game 2 doesn't necessarily decide your season, and that's not the case here, but you hope to have a good game. You hope to improve over the first week, don't you?
Oh, 100%. I mean, a lot of times if you have issues or frustrations, that's you got to give the other team credit. I mean, if we don't play well, it's not like we're going into the game overconfident or thinking we don't have to be at our best. Our kids are pretty smart. They know all about that. So they'll play hard, and so will their kids. That's why it's always a good game. There's a healthy respect between both coaching staffs and both rosters. I mean, they're so well coached. It's just impressive to watch every year. And Tom does a great job with his program.
All right. Well, as always, we appreciate you joining us here on the pregame show to talk about it, and good luck tonight, Coach.
Thanks, Dar.